This is the time of the year that I deal with powdery mildew on my roses, and this is not as bad as last year. This year I only have 3 roses that has powdery mildew and the rest are fine. So in this video I am going to show you how to deal with powdery mildew on your roses. In regards to powdery mildew, this is caused by a fungus. It is very easy to identify powdery mildew on roses simply by looking at the leaves, the stems or the canes, and the flower bud. You can see some white substance all over the leaves from top to bottom, even close to the flower bud and even the canes. So the way we tackle it depends on the severity of the powdery mildew. There are different reasons why roses experience powdery mildew, and in my case, it's because we have a lot of rain or we have wet winter this time, and also the leaves and the soil are always wet. They seldom have a chance to dry out, so there's too much moisture and it attracts fungus. And in this case, I need to treat this powdery mildew. Just to clarify, powdery mildew does not kill your roses. For a milk solution, I will use 1 part milk and 5 parts of water. So in this combination, I will be using 1/2 cup of milk and 2.5 cups of water. This is 1/2 cup milk. We're gonna place it in this 1/2 gallon sprayer. And then we will add 2.5 cups of water. Right after that, we will shake this mixture. Now this is ready to be used. In this project, I will be using Captain Jack's Neem Max 4-in-1. This is a combination of insecticide, nematicide, fungicide, and miticide. This is a cold compressed neem oil. And by the way, this is not a sponsored product. I will be mixing 3 tablespoons of neem oil to a gallon of water. It is very important to shake well this neem oil prior to using. Since I added 6 tablespoons of neem oil in this container, I'm gonna add in 2 gallons of water and mix them well together. By the way, this is Sceptered Isle from David Austin, just in case you want to know what rose is this one. I have 3 roses in front of me, and the one to my right have a bad case of powdery mildew. So the way I will treat this will be totally different from these other 2 roses in front of me. So I gotta make sure that my pruner is sanitized prior to cutting any part of these roses. For this part, I'm gonna cut off right below this brown cane. I'm gonna cut it in an angle. It's very important to get rid of any stems or any parts of the plants in the green barrel right after you cut it off, especially if it's experiencing some powdery mildew, simply because you don't want any parts of these plants to be on the ground, as this can be spread through wind. Since this is an on-road rose, I am not afraid to cut it off as hard as I can or as hard as I should, simply because it has the ability to grow or recover faster. I may as well let this rose have a good restart. Sometimes the powdery mildew can affect the ability of the plant to open the flower buds. And also, I may as well get rid of the bad leaves, the yellow ones. I'm also going to cut the parts right here below, simply because it also has a bad powdery mildew. And then, right after that, I'm going to spray this with a neem oil. Neem oil is considered to be an organic approach for powdery mildew simply because the chemical is derived from a neem plant, so it is safe to use on your plant. It will not kill the plant at all. It's just sometimes it stinks, so just be mindful. You can use a surgical mask or whatever mask to cover your nose or your mouth, as you don't want to inhale the product. It is very important to avoid using neem oil on a windy day and a rainy day. And another thing is, if you are using neem oil, you have to make sure that it is not on a sunny day, or the plant is not directly affected by sunlight, simply because when the neem oil is applied to the rose and it is directly exposed to sunlight, it can scorch or burn the leaves of the plants, which will then affect the photosynthesis of the plant. When we spray neem oil, it is very important to spray all parts of the plant that are affected, and you can also apply it on the soil. So when you apply it, there has to be a runoff, meaning to say the solution has to drip off on the part of the plant. Just like so. Apply it on top of the leaves, under the leaves, and all parts of the cane or the stem. Since this rose is in a container, I can safely place this rose on a somewhat shaded area after applying the neem oil. In that way, I can avoid the scorching of the leaves. It is very important to mix well the water and milk solution prior to applying it on the plant. And we are going to spray these roses until run off, meaning to say some milk will drip off the plant. So we're gonna spray all parts of the plant that are affected by powdery mildew. This, by the way, is the Anwick rose. I'm not too sure if that's the way to pronounce it, but look how beautiful the flower is. This is supposedly its first bloom. It's able to open its flower buds even though it's experiencing some powdery mildew. For the milk to be effective, this should be applied on a sunny day, as we need the sunlight to activate the protein content of the milk. Do not apply milk solution on rainy days, as this solution will be washed off the plant and reduce its effectivity. I'm gonna apply this milk solution and neem oil every 10 days until all the signs of powdery mildew are gone. I am Evelyn and thank you for watching this video. See you guys on my next video upload. Bye!